Hope we're doing okay. Sorry for the slightly late start, but nothing like a space engineer's crash to start the evening. So, the plan for this evening has changed somewhat, as we are lacking a Tom for this stream today. Unfortunately, he is a little unwell, so not able to join us. So, I'm going solo today. So, what I'm going to do is take you through a couple of things that have happened since our last session. I was lucky enough to have a couple of hours free last Monday after the stream to do some tidying up around here, because right towards the end of our last stream, Tom was experiencing some fairly significant lag around the base. So what I've started doing, or what I've done I should say, is I've gone around the structure of the base and welded up most, if not all, of the unwelded armour blocks that we had kicking around. So just to try and reduce that lag issue that Tom was having. Of course, to do that, yeah, the drill hole of doom is considerable now. To the point where I got so fed up of falling down the drill hole that I've put glass over the top of it. So, yes, we can now look down the drill hole of doom, which will probably end up extending a couple more times. I think we've got 4 pistons left that aren't extended, but at the minute, I mean, if I just look at our iron supply, we've got 94k of iron just sat there. So we're doing okay. We've got some resources. I'm a little concerned at our cobalt, but having said that, I mean, that's still about 4,000 metal grids, so we're mostly okay on that front. Mostly okay. I mean, we've got quite the stock. I mean, yeah, that's the other thing. I also started. We did a parts bin, which needs updating. As you can see, we've got an ingots bin. So we've got a reasonable build-up of materials here. So all I'm going to do is put all of this together so we can see exactly where we are on materials. And I know that's not going to be enough to finish the build that we've started, but it's a pretty good chunk of what we're going to need, especially with the parts that have already been built. So yeah, we're getting there slowly. But today, what I'm gonna do, to start with, there's a couple of upgrades that I want to do to Dune Buggy. I want to improve this a little bit. It's good, but it could be a little bit better. So this is going to get a little upgrade over the course of today. That may even end up with a docking station. So, going to give that an upgrade. And I've been talking to Tom between sessions, and I've got a couple of vehicle designs that I really do like using, mainly from my survival server play, which possibly would help us out a bit. So there is a chance that I may be bringing one of my high-speed scuttler rovers to life on here. That being said, I'm also really tempted to get us airborne, but I might save that for when Tom's here. That's a fairly big step. But now, yeah, I've turned off the GPS. So if we go into my GPSs, there should be a station still showing. Yeah, over that way, 31 kilometres away, there is a station. Now, I reckon there's a chance I can get to that station with the right vehicle. What I'm not sure is whether the dune buggy is the right vehicle. So I think it might be time to upgrade our ground transport somewhat, because we're gonna need a proper pathfinding vehicle for our big mining rig. And the reason I'm not building the mining rig tonight is that is Tom's project, it's Tom's baby. I do not want to mess with what he's doing. So, and as much as I love the scout bikes, they are very much a starting vehicle. They're just to get us started. So I'm going to build something to replace my scout bike. I'll leave Tom his because I know he likes playing with the bikes, but I'm now going to build something for me to properly travel over this terrain. Now the question is, which of my many designs do I use? Because I've got a fair few. So let's pull up the old blueprints menu and let's have a look. So let's filter to scuttlers, because it's probably gonna... I've got two families to pick from. I have my scuttlers and I have my ripsaws. So once the blueprints menu finishes sorting itself out, let's have a look and see what we've got available. So, I mean, the Heavy Explorer is not a bad start, but it's expensive. The Fast Scuttler is tempting. Because that's a two-man crew version of the Explorer. So it's possibly going to be one of those. That being said, let's look at the competition. We have the ripsaws. Now the mini ripsaw is out of it for this one because that is way too tiny and doesn't do what we need. However, the big ripsaw has some potential here. The problem is it's large grid, so that could be a little bit tricky on resources. So what are we thinking? I think for speed of build it may just have to be a ripsaw. That's a good point. No, I'm not in admin mode. I have to check now because I have to do so much admin cleanup on the server. Right. So, what we need is a projector. Come on, give me those construction comps. There we go. Right. Where are we going to build this ripsaw? I think it is going to have to be the ripsaw. They're quite tall. I mean, I could just build it off the side of Tom's. That would be kind of funny. Just build another ripsaw or another vehicle off the side of the one we haven't finished building yet. So, let's drop down our projector. And right, let's grab one of these button panels. Whee! Right. Yeah, I will do a full breakdown of exactly what's changed at the base next week when Tom is back, because I'm going to have to take him through it anyway. So let's not overcomplicate matters. Right, and what I'm going to do here, it's just so that it's easier to pick out my projectors. Because of course they're the same name. So, projector, let's call this RIP. So, we can set up our button. Am I being blind? Is there only one projector on this grid? Ah, no. There we are, I am being blind. Excellent, so that's going to turn that on and off. So let's load up our ripsaw. Yes, I am well aware. Thank you. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, we're lined up pretty good. Just got to push it forwards. Excellent. Nice and simple. Let's push it back that way a couple. More. Yeah, that should do nicely. I can just connect that up at the front there, and we should be good to build. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Ah, and I have some random bits in my inventory. Fantastic. So, I'm going to connect on... Gonna connect on down there? Yeah, I think I'm going to connect on there. And we'll build it out from that block, because I can easily put that block back later. So, let's only show the buildable. And let's start queuing some of this into production. So we're going to need... Let's get the 10 wheels up and running first. So we're going to want... Now this is on 5x5s, so let's go 10 wheels and 10 suspensions. I then know we need... No, not heavy armour, I want light armour. 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna need 25 blast door edges. Ten, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we now need? We're gonna need the 3 batteries. One, two, three. Right, what else do we have on here that's going to need some building up? Survival kit, couple of solar panels. I think that's only the tricky stuff on here. Yeah, oh, and the antenna. And the gyro. Okay, definitely going to order that gyro up. That's a lot of components. So we'll order up the gyro. We will order up the survival kit. I'm pretty sure it's got... Yeah, it's got small oxygen and hydrogen tanks. Oops. Small hydro, small oxygen. We're going to need a cockpit. Run that up. So that's the vast majority of what we need. How are we doing on resources? Yeah, we're still well within our resource abilities here. Those two. Now, I also know that this is very, very easily modified to take a basic refinery and basic assembler, which will be very handy while we're out and about. We've got the parts for a detector in stock because we took that down from the base once we realised it wasn't doing us any good at all. 2 solar panels. That's stuff we definitely aren't going to have parts for. Now, it has been said a few times that the solar panel on this is kind of irrelevant, and I do understand. They are very poorly placed, but when you've got no other easy way of getting material into your vehicle, they will do nicely, thank you very much. Speaking of which, we need O2H2 gen, and I'm actually going to try and get a hydrogen engine on this one. Right, now that I've made a complete mess of the build queue, let's try and tidy some of this up a bit, so we can see what we're building up. Lots of stuff going in here. Now, if you're wondering We do have 2 assemblers on this grid now, and they are in co-op mode. They are properly set in co-op, so it will be working through those a bit quicker than it will look like. But I think it's time to fall off the building. No, it's time to get welding. We've got a lot of stuff queued up. So let's get to it. So we'll start off just getting our basics together here. And this is where we find out if I've built this far enough away from the structure or not. Looks like I have. Yeah. You lied to me, build planner. You said I'd withdrawn all my components. Come on, give me those, thank you. And we might as well grab the interior light and the camera. Oh, there we are. We are going to build up the light. Thank you. Camera in there. Get the other wheel on there. There we go. Spotlight. Armour. Armour. Solar. Solar. Tyre. Right. Now we do actually have some hydrogen in the system now. Right, what are we going to move up? We're going to move up those interior plates. We're going to need to move up the solar cells. There we go. And we're gonna need metal. Oh, of course, there's some heavy armour in here, isn't there? Of course there is. Yes, the bottom skid tray of this is basically built out of heavy armour. It's gonna be more like that, isn't it? Right. That all built up. Because, well, this thing runs along the ground quite a bit, so I need the bottom to be able to take a bit more of a beating than normal. that in there. Lay those both down. Oh, I've ended up with a lot of extra parts that I didn't need. Ah, no, I did, because I got the spotlight, didn't I? There we go. We might as well grab that block next, and the other one. Just keep on going. Still waiting for those solar cells. I miss a set of solar cells in this mess. Yeah, I did. There we go. Come on, give me my solar cells. Thank you. And yes, I talk to my build planner. If you don't talk to your build planner, you're obviously doing something wrong. They respond much better to kind words. How is that actually possible to be built? How, space engineers? Explain this to me. Where are the connection points for that suspension? Just where? Aye. Go. I might as well just empty that stuff out of my inventory. Right. Grab power while I'm down here. Go. Still reckons I'm out of bulletproof glass. I mean, that is possible. And it still reckons I'm out of girders. Yeah. The girders being missing again. Right, I think it's time to just start tidying up. Build cube. So that I can see exactly what we've got building of what. And we can move it around as needed. Right, there we go, that can get moved up. The old build planner is not happy with me tonight. It's all over the shop. Right. Turn the lights off for the minute because we definitely don't need those on. There we go. And hey look, the base now gets some free power. Not a lot of free power, but some free power. Right, am I... Yeah, I've still got some random stuff in my inventory. Excellent. There we go. All of that should be 100%. Yep, good. Right, so we can dump that back into storage. Okay. So, let us grab the next slice of stuff across this. In fact, I am just going to grab... I'm actually going to clear out my build planner, and I am just going to grab an entire inventory of steel plate and just lay down a lot of this framework, because whilst the heavy armour is great, I don't actually need grids in it at this point. So we'll worry about that in a minute. Let's just get... In fact, let's... Are you going to let me build that block or not? Thank you. Okay. One inventory of steel plates done already. So we fill it all up again. And off we go again. What I want to do is I want to get the batteries laid down on this thing as quickly as I can, so that they can start charging whilst we're building the rest of this. So I'm currently hunting batteries. Hey, ore detector. Hey, look, a battery. Open the 2 generator. Wow, I had a lot of the parts of that. Oxygen tank. Hydrogen tank. And we haven't discovered any more of the batteries yet. So I really want to get that battery up and running. That would be a good start. Don't quite have the stuff yet. Where are the power cells in our production fiasco? Interesting. Right. So, you reckon that you're out of... Well, you've built all the power cells. There we go. There we go. What's our charge like on here? Fully recharged in 3 hours. Not terrible. Right. Let's find some more steel plate. And for those that are wondering, I am literally just using right bumper and select with a block out to repeatedly draw materials for our steel plate. Oh, of course, that needs internal plate, doesn't it? Right, okay. There's our next battery, and there's our final battery. Now, I know not everybody does it this way, but I really do recommend, especially on survival, trying to get your batteries up and running as quickly as you can in a build when you've got it hanging off of a base like this. Because the base has now got a bank of 4 batteries that we've got in here, which are still charging anyway, and we've got a fairly substantial wind turbine blender running. So the more of that power we can suck into the grid over here, the better. Oh, I've still got some random steel plate. Now, we are obviously not going to be able to build up the nuclear reactor that's on here. That's something we're just not going to be able to have until we hit space. Which is going to be a problem, because this is normally a reactor-powered vehicle. So, what I'm hoping to do is monkey about with how this is built and see if I can't switch it over to running on a hydrogen engine instead, because we do at least have ice. Now, some people would argue it's probably, you know, I probably should be spending this time building Tom's rig. But it's Tom's rig, the clue is in the name. I do not want to deprive him of the entertainment value of building up his big mining rig. Right, let's get that built. And we'll try and get the O2H2 gen finished, because we can then start priming tanks and things like that. Whee! Oh, I am going to splat at least once off of this thing whilst we're going. It's just a thing that I've resigned myself to at this point. Yeah, so that reactor is getting replaced. There is going to be a hydrogen engine plonked down there instead. And if I remember, yeah, there is a Mark II version of this vehicle, which I haven't blueprinted yet because I haven't got back to it on my survival save yet. Ah, hello Doverkin, nice of you to join us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am running solo this evening. I am slightly missing a Tom this evening. He is unfortunately slightly unwell, but will be joining me again next week if all goes to plan. So I have been left to my own devices. What you have missed is the fact that I have been left to my own devices and Tom gave me permission to build a proper all-terrain vehicle for ore scouting. Because as lovely as the dune buggy and my scout bike are, this is a much more capable vehicle. So I am welding up one of my ripsaws, and we're going to see how far we can get. Part of me is interested to see if I can get this thing built in one night. So I've got an hour and a quarter to see if I can finish building this up, and also doing a couple of modifications I need to do to it to switch it over from nuclear power to hydrogen powered. Come on now. Yeah, that's a different tank. Whee! Now, I was tempted to take this airborne, as I said earlier in the stream, but I know that Tom has a particular enjoyment for flying. So, I'm not going to cheat him out of the first flying experience in our survival game just yet. Yep, that's everything out there. The other thing you will have missed, Dovahkiin, is there have been some upgrades made to the base. It's now much more difficult to fall down the giant mining hole that we've dug. The giant mining hole has been advanced significantly. There are still a few pistons left to extend should we start running out of resources, but I was lucky enough to have an hour spare on Monday, and if I just go to our inventory, you can see that despite the amount of materials that I've just queued up, which is pretty much everything you need for that vehicle, we still have 35k of iron left. So, we're doing okay. We are doing okay on resources. And yeah, if we start running low, I can push that drill down again. In fact, I will probably do that in a second, just so that it can start building back up. Right, let's get that in. Yeah, let's push another piston. So, drill's on. And if we hop down here, I will need my lights on now. Yeah, the hole is now fairly substantial down here. If I go all the way down to the bottom, we're a good 153 metres down at this point. So, yeah. Absolutely sure this is not going to cause us problems at some point when one of us inevitably falls down it. That's a little bit high. That'll be perfectly fine, thank you very much. So yeah, we'll just punch that down a bit. I even had to install a camera so that I could see what was going on down here from up above. And some windows because I got fed up of falling down the hole. Because that's a long way. And yes, I did go splat in the process of extending that drill a bit further. Oh, we also now have a second assembler up and running. We had the parts for it, we just hadn't actually remembered to build it, so I finished that off. Get that on there. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Right. Yeah, so the version of this I'm going to build, which is my Mark II, these two get shoved forward one, and a basic assembler gets stuck on the end of the survival kit, and a basic refinery gets stuck up the side of the vehicle so that it can operate as a mobile base away from everything. Let's grab that. And we might as well start the horrible task of building gyros. Yeah, so how's your weekend been anyway, Dovahkiin? I know you were building something in Minecraft the other day. How's that going? go. Oh, and yes, I'm almost certainly going to end up going splat either into the rover or into the base at least once this stream. If I don't, it'll be the first time I've built one of these rip swords without planting my face all over the side of it. Do we not have 4 bulletproof glass? No, apparently we don't. You lied to me, production. You said I'd built everything. Right. Yeah, now we can start building the catwalk. And we might as well grab the next 2 gyros. Let's just build up a bit more surplus stock. Get that in. Now that becomes a gyro. And then the next gyro goes there. Because we build... Yep, it was the right way around. Basic assembler on there. So that's the setup along here. Yeah, this is a vehicle that I have used extensively on our survival PvE server, and it's just fun to drive. It really doesn't care about terrain 90% of the time. And that, that 10% of the time it does care, you probably shouldn't have been driving it anyway. We have actually got it up to a high enough speed that it will drive up a sheer surface. Right, nearly there. And as you can see, this has got a nice catwalk running the whole way along it, and it does actually have a passenger seat. This is a very considerate vehicle for passengers. Grab that. Let's grab the parts to finish that. And that. Go. All parts withdrawn again. Now, of course, me making these adjustments to the projection on the fly means that we are going to end up with a very confused projection at the end of this. One, two, one of those. Because, yeah, call me lazy, but I haven't bothered to re-blueprint the upgraded version of this. still got... No, I haven't got that in the build planner. Build planner, why? Why do you always forget to give me a block? Thank you. Whee! Ooh, I need to sort my bottles out again. There we go. And I think we will get the survival kit up next. There we go, right. Actually, 3, 4, 5 of those. All of that put into production, and then let's go and restore our bottles. I can pull this back round actually, because I'm not building the vehicle where I thought I was going to originally. A little bit of tactical handbrake action there. Ah! Oops. Right, you didn't see anything. There is absolutely no evidence of that whatsoever, right? What did I actually take off of that? It's not the battery. Oh, I know what that was. That must have been the O2H2 generator. Well, it's not like we were actually using it. I'm more worried about the dinging up on the bike. Have to fix that again. Right, anyway, where was I? Right. Build that up. That up. That up. Slide the kit to the build queue. Okay. I was one short. Right, and that reactor is actually going to become a hydrogen engine this time round. So we will add one of those, and I'm going to select it. Yeah, so we're going to put a hydrogen engine that way round where that reactor currently is. The hope being that this normally reactor-powered vehicle I can get away with running on hydrogen. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm going to have to modify that bit of the design as well. Normally there's a chair here for the second person. Oh, and there's an antenna there. That's a problem. Hum. Humdy hum. How are we going to get round this? Because I want a hydrogen engine there. I know there is nowhere else on this vehicle to hide that antenna. I had forgotten that was there. Dang. Right, okay. We could technically put the hydrogen engine like that, and it would work. It's just going to look a bit weird. Because yeah, there's a conveyor port there. Ah, except that now doesn't give us a snap point for our antenna. I may have to reverse the antenna. See, this is what happens when you mess about with a design without testing it. Okay, put the girders into production then. Yeah, because there's no other clever place I can hide that hydrogen engine, or at least none that I can think of right now. Yeah, we're just going to have to wing that. I think I need another inventory full of steel blocks. Oh, and I also need to sort my hydrogen bottle. I didn't sort my bottles out, I just moved the bike and got distracted because I broke it. So let's get both of those topped up. Let's dump everything back into there. Let's just grab a full inventory of steel plates again. Oh, except of course I'm now not going to have enough. Right. Lay some blocks down. Go and get your bottles back. You see, stream, this is why I keep Tom around. He keeps me on the straight and narrow. Because without my wingman here, I am making a complete hash of this. Right, let's go get my bottles back before I fall out the sky. Whee! Right. Wow, that inventory full didn't go very far. I know I've got the bits for it, so I may as well grab the detector parts. Excuse me, I have detector components. There we go. Parts withdrawn. That in there. Yeah, just a ton more steel plate, I think. Ah, no, I can get the basic refinery in place as well. And, ow! How much spare ice do we have? Not a lot. So I think what I'm going to do is nick one inventory load of ice. Get that into the system. And make sure that hydrogen engine is off. eats all of my hydrogens. I do kind of want it to be charging. I'd forgotten to build something in between those two. No, everything's built. Ugh. Stupid bugs. Unless the O2H2 generator's off. I haven't checked that. No, they're on. Weird. Because I'm kind of hoping for this to start producing some O2H2. Oh, actually, I might as well turn that oxygen tank off. No, it's just called an oxygen tank. Because I don't want it wasting me ice on oxygen on this planet. Oh, actually, we have a solution to it wasting my oxygen on this planet. Let's fill the oxygen tank. So, I am temporarily... Actually, no, I'm not going to temporarily. I'm going to make use of the fact I've got this stupid thing hanging out the side of my vehicle. Oxygen. Then O2. I'm just going to turn both of them off for a second. And that's still filling up quite nicely. Cool. Do I have anything in my build planner? No. Good. Right. More steel blocks. And the basic refinery. Now get that on the vehicle. Another late addition. There we go. And then a whole bunch of steel plate. Fill up while I'm here. Right, so on this side where we don't have a catwalk in the way, we get a basic refinery. Back to laying down the main chassis. Oh, and another change I need to make is that needs to be a connector. Because this is set up to be able to land vehicles on the roof. drop that connector in. Oh, I bet it gave me the parts for a collector. Oh no. Right, there we go. What is that? That's a mute while I had a bit of a cough. It's quite a hot day in the UK today, and my hay fever has been giving me no end of problems. Right, more steel plate. Let's lay these down before I forget. Oops. Okay. So as I said earlier, I'm not going to be putting the grids into these for now. Just going to be putting the steel plate in. There we go. Some more steel plate. They should call this backwards and forwards simulator. How are we doing on? Yeah, that's fine. Just checking my gas while I'm here. So this void section I'm just building out here is eventually where the antenna goes. But normally it snaps onto a reactor, so I think I'm going to have to flip it around and build it off the other side. Yeah, we're out. Yeah, let's just get enough steel blocks to lay out the rest of this vehicle. Go. Almost to the front. There is the front indeed. Well, actually that's the back technically, but yeah, who's counting? Alright. Apparently I didn't order up my spotlights. Go. So we get that one up. Right, now we can manually place the antenna. That wheel in. Ah, you've still got a few of these, right. It's in. Right. Okay, so we're getting the parts of the antenna. Start working on these wheels as we're going, and let's get some more hydrogen as well. Oh, I've got a few more bottles than I thought I had. Right. Oh, and it did give me some random steel plate as well. I can't help but feel when I ordered some of these up, Build Planner just decided, no, we're not going to give that to you. Top me energy up here. And in this heat, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Go. We're building an antenna. Oh, come on! Go. That's that up. And that's the wheels up. Right. Next bit of suspension. Yeah, we're almost done with this. It's going to be a lot of little finishing jobs. Okay. That one, and that one. Let's grab the next wheel. Okay, Build Planner, me and you need to have a conversation, because I definitely ordered up 10 wheels. That's that. Let's start getting the other side as well. 2. Now, I do know you can stack up to 8 things in the build planner, but the way it provides you those things you stack up is so unpredictable, I'd much rather do it a couple of blocks at a time. So as you can see, it gave me most of the blocks for the suspension and everything for the wheel. I'm reasonably sure I asked for the suspension first. So there is definitely some strangeness when it comes to what Build Planner does. Definitely some strangeness. Speaking of strangeness, that's just looking weird now. One of those, one of those. Yeah, we're almost finished on this monster. This is the other thing I love about this build. It is just such a quick vehicle to throw together. I mean, I have the advantage of looking at this on stream, and we happen to have been going for 77 minutes. I'm reasonably sure I can say that I spent 7 minutes faffing at the start of this, at least. So, a 70-minute build for this. Completely by hand. Come on, there we are. How are we doing on iron at the minute? We've still got 32k of it, and we've still got 6 and a bit thousand steel plates. I think we're doing alright. I know we've still got multiple drills that we can punch down the hole. Go. Right. Next suspension. And suspension. Okay, let's just stack all 3 suspensions on this thing. We've then got... Is that oxygen tank full yet? That's the one drawback to this design, is you cannot see the lights on the O2 tank. Are both our O2 tanks full? Yes, they are. Fantastic. So that means I can turn our O2 H2 generators back on. There we go. Is there any ice left in this thing at all? No, there isn't. Okay, so the first thing we're doing is taking this vehicle over to the ice. That is the first job once we cut it loose, is taking it to an ice patch and filling it up. Because if there's no ice left in that, that means the only ice we've got left is whatever is in our 2 attack bikes. see what I mean about the randomness of Build Planner? Rather than giving me sequentially 3 landing gear or 3 suspension assemblies, what it's actually done is giving me half of 3 suspensions. It's just a bit bizarre. That one's there. There. Now, something I am going to have to do with this blueprint, because this is still my Mark 1 and I haven't updated it, is I need to turn off, or I need to make sure the steering is turned off. Seriously, thank you. On the middle set of wheels, because if the steering is left on that middle set of wheels, and you turn too sharply, this will quite happily flip itself over. There we go. Right, it's okay. I've rammed my face into it and it won't let me weld it. One wheel. Two wheels. We have a full set of wheels. Huzzah! Right. There's not much left to actually weld up on this. Ladders. Ladders help. Now, I know I didn't order the ladder parts, so I'm not going to yell at it for that. While it's building, time for another quick drink. I want to build that. I want to build that. Oh, sometimes space engineers, your hitboxes. Okay, what's left? Some lights. Is it just that one light? Oh no, there's another one. And I would imagine it being me. Yep, they're mirrored on the other side. Light? Yep, light. No, I didn't put the lights into production. Right. Those? Sure there was one there. Oh no, it must be further back. Yep, one of those. Oh yes, this got a camera on the... No, it's the camera's on the other end, isn't it? Right. One of those. Those. If I feel the need, that can get replaced with a cryopod. One of those. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I forgot you fall through suspension. Whoops. Now what I'm looking for at the minute is a suitable place to put Tom's passenger seat. Because what I would normally do is that end catwalk section there, I normally replace with a seat. Obviously I can't do that with an engine there. I know we haven't got a snap point on top of the engine. So what I might have to do is get rid of that interior light that I've just placed to flip that catwalk upside down. It needs to be grated, doesn't it? That's what I've got the bits for. Thank you. You go away. Because I'm then going to put a nice little corner sofa in there for Tom. They can ride with style on the back if he so needs to. Right then. Come on, give me my stuff. There we are. There we go. Height of luxury. Right, have I forgotten anything else? I suppose the easy way of doing that would be to check the projector, wouldn't it? So, what have we got missing? No, we are all good. We are all ready to fill the off. Because the one bit that's missing is that armour block there, which I can place myself. So, let's cut that free. Cut it free. Notice that the handbrake might not have been switched on. Thank you. And there we go. Now, for anyone wondering what the Ripsaw's party trick is, this thing can actually do a handstand. Oh, yep, I need to sort those middle wheels out. Oh boy. So, just as an easy way of finding them in the terminal, we grind those down below complete. Because now we can search for incomplete. Apparently I didn't finish building an interior light. Find that in a second. Where did I fail at welding up an interior light properly? Can anyone spot the interior light? I'm not seeing it. I'm a little confused now. Anyone else see it? Anyway, I know that needs to be a heavy armour slope tip. we are. And there's the Ripsaw in all of its insanity. So let us actually let's keep some parts on her.
Fuel low.
And let's not splat into the floor.
Fuel critical.
Well, it was going to happen eventually. So let's chuck our 2 empty bottles in there. Grab some full ones. And go... where's our nearest ice? 3k over there. 2.9. There we go. Test out. So as you can see, the Ripsaw's method of driving is point in a direction and just drive. Trick when it comes to rougher terrain like this is getting the front off the ground safely. But once you do, it's usually possible to brute force your way up most terrain. Not enough to tip over at the top. Oh, that's no fun. That suspension's looking a little softer than usual. Oh, apparently there's some silicon here that we didn't find. We are at the ice mine. And hopefully, bottom connector is just in range of the ground when you're mining. Now, do we have any existing holes, or has Vauxhall Repair come along and tidied everything up for us? That's kind of looking like Vauxhall Repair has come along and tidied everything up for us. Okay then. Well, diggy diggy hole time. So, any Space Engineers people have in chat, what's your view on the next DLC that we are hopefully getting? Well, I reckon we're going to get it Thursday. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we're getting it this Thursday. They said later this month. And King always releases
inventory full
on the 3rd Thursday of the month. That is their release day. So I reckon we're getting it this week. In which case, if that is the case, next week's stream is going to end up being something of a exploration of what's in the new DLC. Obviously, I'm going to have to explain it to Tom, because Tom does not keep up with Space News. It's just not something he's that, involved in, other than the streams he does on it. So, why would he? He's got me to tell him what it.
Inventory full.
There we go. So yeah, what do some of you guys think of our upcoming news? Or do you not really care about heavy industry, which I believe is what it's called? I mean, so far the 1x1 merge block is interesting, and the low profile landing gear is very interesting. I see lots of missile and bombs in my future with that one.
Inventory full.
Yeah, so if anyone's got any thoughts, I am interested to have a discussion, shall we say. Oop. And I am aware that I'm getting some stone mixed in with this ice, but I'm not too worried because I've actually got the full basic refinery set up on this rover, so we're still getting some benefit out of it. How are we doing? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. I've lost my hole. There it is. This will definitely be a lot easier once I'm getting mining rig up. I'm looking forward to not having to hand mine ever again. Oh yeah, that's something we could do. I've yet again built a vehicle that can't connect to the base. I think I'm going to move a place a connector on the back end of this. Because I think from that spot there, I reckon I can get a connection onto the base. Now I know it won't connect to the cargo, but at least I'll be able to charge the battery. Apparently I forgot to clear the stair out of my thing. Okay. Alright, there we are. Because as funny as it is to use these bottom connectors to hook the vehicle up, am I out of materials? Yeah, I'm out of materials. That's fine, more diggy hole. Hole? Hole, there we are. So no one's got any thoughts on the DLC. Fair enough. That art. Oh. Slowly getting there with parts. Whee! Ah, I reckon that I've still got a load of parts in it from building the seat. Get rid of those. And back down the hole. Let's go this way now. Are we going to drill some more eventually? Oh, thank you.
Inventory full.
I think my inventory's full. Ah? Hole? Hole. There we are. Right. And what I will now do is have a look and see what our hydrogen engine is doing. Hey, there we go. We now have a functional hydrogen engine. Yay! Right, now my hotbar is going to be a mess because of all the changes I've made. So that needs to be on-off for the hydro engine. And I'm going to want on-off for the basic refinery as well. And I'm going to want on-off for... Basically, this is me having some power saving settings on this thing. So that anything that might use up power, I can switch on and off as necessary. It's still bothering me that I've got an incomplete interior light and I have absolutely no idea where it is. So I basically use those lights as sort of like work lights. So I want to be able to turn those on and off. And obviously I can just do the quick key for those front spotlights. There we go. Oh, are we really up to 29% already? Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's just keep filling this up. Yeah, I've got another 10, maybe 15 minutes play before we finish tonight. Okay. to make it a bit easier to get in and out. It's still trying to build stuff. It is still trying to build stuff. Okay. I'll let you off. Nope. Come back, stone. Yeah, I'm not really getting much that isn't the purpose of this trick. The purpose of this trick is ice, so...
Inventory full. Inventory full.
There we are. So, a couple more runs like this. Yeah, that's, how are we doing on the old tanks? Yeah, steady 37%. Not bad. How are we doing on ice, actually? That's probably the better question. 19k. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yep. Okay, that should do us for ice for now, I reckon. Because it's now really easy to get out here. So, let's turn on a couple of our... Wow, we've got a lot of iron deposits. Let's turn on some of our iron deposits. Look in the direction of base. Ah, there's some iron back in the direction of base. That one there. So what we'll do then is we will head back over towards the iron deposit. Hand mine up a little bit of that on our way back. I am being a little bit gingerly with this vehicle purely because I know we don't have a huge stock of resources right now, so I don't want to completely knacker this thing. He says just driving up the side of a mesa. There's some iron over there. There is, but I think that one's closer. Right. It'd be nice if there was a few more options in the GPS menu so you could see just how far you were from some of these. Oh, that is actually the iron deposit there. Okay, fine. This hand drill is driving me nuts tonight. Okay, big hole time down the
Inventory full.
There we go. Wow, that was more of a chore than it needed to be. Have any steel plates? No, I don't. Okay. Ooh, actually that's a thought. Can that refinery actually handle? Hey, yes it can actually handle stone. And iron at the same time. Woot!
Inventory full.
There we go. And diggy diggy hole again.
Inventory full.
Hey, and look at that. Now we've got some proper iron going. We have bits for our plug. You lied. You told me we had the parts. I have been betrayed. Betrayed by the build planner. Success! Yay! Right. So let's grab a couple more inventories of iron.
Inventory full.
Oh, actually, looking at the time, we will grab this inventory of iron, those couple of loose bits down the hole. Ooh, actually, no, important thing that has to happen first. Let's get this all into a single paint scheme before we get anywhere. Have I been rocking around with those half built? You know what, I have. Have we got the bits? Oh, yeah. Okay, so that would explain why I was having some weird performance on this. I forgot to re-weld up the wheels after I ground them down to sort the steering out. Because I'm dopey. I think that qualifies as a whoops. Okay, so back to base, fix the wheels. That tower is stupid. Right. That would definitely explain why I was getting some very strange driving behaviour. Okay, let's fix these wheels, and then I'm going to wrap the stream there, I think. Come on. There we go. There we are. Much better. I'm still... Ah, there it is. There's the incomplete lie. Ow, my face. It's fine. I didn't need that face. I've got a spare one. In other news, Tom's still alive. Yay! Right, I can now turn these drills off. There we go. Oh, I'm going to want to turn those lights back on before I finish welding this up. Of course. Let's make that slightly less eye-bleedingly bright. There we go, and we've got our searchlights for driving. Sorted. And if we need a little boost in battery power, we can run the hydrogen engine up. Now, have we processed all of the stone? Yes, we have. Just chunking its way through the ice. So let's get all of that stuff off. Has that actually filled the tanks? Can't have. No, it's still going. I am going to turn that off just to give us a bit more battery life, because I'm not going to set this up to plug in and recharge tonight. Not quite enough time for that. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Just rearranging vehicles so that they don't... I mean, I'm not going to get much efficiency out of those solar panels, let's be real. But let's get what we can out of these, shall we? Right. Well, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you had a pleasant evening of just chilling out with me and building. I would say that as a a one episode build, that's a fairly impressive vehicle to throw together. Nice little mobile scouting base. Yeah. Should complement Tom's eventual mining rig quite nicely. And it also gives us a spare vehicle just in case we need something. So, yeah, we're getting quite a nice little collection going on the server. But anyway, it's late and it's still incredibly warm for the UK. So, I'm going to call it a night there, I think. So, save what we've been up to. Thank you everyone for coming along. And I will be back on Wednesday evening for some creative building. I'm partway through a space station build, so that will be Wednesday's project to carry that on. I've had some silly ideas, so we'll see how those silly ideas come to fruition. Depending on what goes on with Keen and the new DLC that may or may not be out this week, I don't know, but on their previous track record there's a chance it will be. I may do a stream Friday night. If it does come out Thursday, I'll probably do a stream Friday night quickly, just seeing what's new, messing about with anything new they've put in. If there's any scenario-y type stuff, I might give that a look, but that will be a very impromptu, off-the-cuff stream on Friday night. That may or may not happen. I'm not going to promise that. But just, you know, keep an eye if you're as I was saying, yeah, if you're following, you'll obviously get notified if I go live. Just keep an eye out for that. I will also stick it on the Discords and on Twitter just before I do. And we will definitely be back Sunday. Hopefully Tom will be well again and he will be joining me. If not, then it will be time for me to build a small miner so we can build the big miner. But that is the plan going ahead. Hope you all have a fantastic week. If you're in the UK, try not to melt. Other than that, good night everybody, and I'll speak to you later.